Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Spooner. I'm the co-editor of the Stormy Petrel newspaper, and I'm here today with Theo Solomon, the voice and performance of Wyll Ravengard, the Blade of Frontiers from Baldur's Gate 3. Hello, it's so nice to be with you today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Of course. So Baldur's Gate 3 was your first video game credit.
It was.
So what was it like being just like thrust into that world so suddenly?
Honestly, it was a buzz and it was a bit nerve-wracking because you've got to balance so many aspects of your training. So not just your voice, but also your body, because you're in motion capture suits, and how to marry the two together so it looks natural when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
But once you get into the rhythm of it and you have a rapport with the different directors that you work with, it becomes second nature. And Will's skin and jacket kind of became mine. So It worked nicely.
And you're a stage-trained actor too. So like, how does that translate to like voice acting and motion capture acting, where like you're not physically seen?
For sure, especially because my accent is very London. Will speaks much more proper than I do. He hits his consonants and things like that. So in theatre, you're taught even to hit your consonants so the people at the back of the theatre can hear you and you enunciate, and he speaks very much like that. And he's kind of got a Shakespearean element to the way he speaks, his lexicon, how he uses his words. So theatre background helped so much.
What do you think Will's favorite Shakespeare play would be?
Ooh, I think, that's a good question, I'd like to say Romeo and Juliet.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Very romantic. And you said yourself that you love all the romance scenes that you did, and they were your favorite.
Yeah. Romeo and Juliet for sure, or Macbeth. One of those two.
I was going to say Romeo and Juliet or Macbeth. That gives very Will vibes. So how did you find yourself in like the video game sphere, since that's not what you were training for originally? Yeah,
it's weird, like, as an actor, as like a young actor, you're like, oh, I just want to be on TV or do films. And as you grow as an actor, you realize you can do so much more than that. So you can be on stage, you can do TV, you can do film, you can do audiobooks. I've done a lot of audiobooks. And I hadn't really ever been exposed to the game world. And it's kind of like a combination of all of them in a way. So got the audition, did the self-tape, and got it. And it's like learning, I don't know, how do you put it? Like, it's learning how to come across on a certain medium. Like, you don't want to do a TV performance on stage because it might not read, and vice versa. A theatre performance might be too big on camera. So you're learning the dynamics of what reads. And as we went through, because I did so many lines on the game, just learned what worked.
Like such a short amount of time. You said you only had like 7 or 8 months to do all of those storylines.
It was mental. I was in there a lot. And it was quite nice because whereas some of the others may have done a bit and then had a bit of a break, with me it was just like boom, 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 boom. So I really just never really I wasn't like at home being Will, but I didn't get out of character too much because I knew I was straight back in, if that makes sense.
So you were new to motion capture. Were you new to dancing as well? Will does a little dance. Do you know if they used your motion capture for it yet? You've been playing the game yourself.
I didn't actually do the dance motion capture. I'm not that smooth, people. I'm smooth in other ways. I'm not too smooth on my feet. But no, the person who did it did an absolutely incredible job. Like, it's iconic at this point. Do you know what I mean? I've done a lot of dancing poses with people out at cons, so it went down really well.
So I said, like, you've been playing Baldur's Gate yourself and streaming it on Twitch. So how has your like view or like emotions toward the game like changed or evolved while playing it yourself?
Like, do you know what it is? I only knew my storyline. Even the other actors, Dev, Jen, Tim, like, I only started to get to know them after the game came out because we didn't record together. and I didn't really know their storylines because they wouldn't just come up to me like, by the way, this is my storyline. Do you know what I mean? So playing the game on Twitch, I understand their characters so much more. I understand them so much more. I'm like, okay, this is what your character goes through. So it's been really nice streaming and gaming again, because I used to game a lot when I was younger. But now that I'm gaming again, I just love it. Like sharing that with my community, anybody who watches me on Twitch, like I got love for you in it. Like it's been a blast so far.
Yeah, and like Baldur's Gate 3 2023 Game of the Year, like how are you seeing that community like at conventions and during your streams?
Yeah, people, you know, come up to me at conventions, they're like, I love your streams. I'm like, that means a lot, do you know what I mean? Because when you're streaming, it's just me, do you know what I mean? It's just me talking and we have a good time. They get pretty chaotic. I'm very impulsive when I play the game. But it's lovely, and we've got a really nice community that we've built, so long may it continue.
What's been your most impulsive decision while playing the game?
Oh, mad. Do you know what? One which was quite bad, I can't lie. I killed Mayrina. Yeah, it was a bad one. Do you know what it was? Shit. Why am I even admitting this? Bruv, I did it, innit?
Not very Wyll.
No, it's not Wyll, it was my Tav. I was in that place where you have to save Mayrina. Saved her. And then she started mouthing off at me, and I was like, wait, what? What? I just saved you. And then I just blamed her. And then I was like, and then I just saw the chat like, how could you do that to Mayrina? And I was like, wait, what? They're like, I was like, no. Honestly, I'd like to say that was an anomaly. I have done so many impulsive decisions in the game where someone will just get blamed, because I take it personally. If someone's rude to me in the game, I'm like, what? Yeah.
So you can either answer as Wyll or as yourself. Your Tav. Kiss, marry, kill the Origin companions.
Ooh. Kiss, marry, kill the Origin companions.
So either as Theo's Tav, or Wyll Ravengard.
Okay. That's a tough one, you know. That's a very tough one. Unfortunately, I'm going to kill Karlach.
Wow.
I'm going against the grain.
I see.
I'm going against the grain.
So is this Theo's Tav answering?
This is Theo's Tav answering. And I'm going with like the dynamic that we've built up on stream. So if I'm going to kill Karlach, it's marry and what's the other ones? Kiss and marry.
Yeah.
I'm going to kiss Shadowheart.
Shadowheart.
Yeah, we had a little fling going on, which was nice. And I'm going to marry Lae'zel.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I've wifed her in my playthrough, so it's going smoothly. Yeah.
All right, it was so nice talking with you today. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much.